Hello, everyone. Joining us today is the renowned Sri Lankan legend, Russell Arnold. Russell is part of the Sony Sports Network team that will be commentating for the upcoming India vs Sri Lanka series. Russell, welcome to Sports Suck and hope you're doing good.
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me.
Uh, Russell, my first question will be like joining in the Sri Lankan squad is Dinesh Chandimal. He's coming after a long break. He had a terrific LPL season. Do you think he's a great addition to the squad? Because Sri Lanka dropped someone like Angelo Matthews, but they added Dinesh Chandimal. Is it a good move?
We're two different players, two different types of players as well. And the way Dinesh Chandimal played in the LPL, I think he thoroughly deserves another look in, another opportunity. And the way he played also, I couldn't see any others give that side of it. Hence, I don't mind that. But Angelo Matthews going forward in a couple of years to get what you're getting from him will be difficult. Angelo Matthews has to bowl, which increasing its decreasing that area of it, and he's playing in the team as a power hitter. Sri Lanka need to develop new young guys to take that role. So I don't have a problem with the selection. I'm not even surprised. I probably would have gone the same way because in different areas you got to look at different ways of doing things, and you have to go this way here.
Russell, India has appointed Surya Kumar Yadav as their new T20I captain. Everyone was expecting Hardik Pandya to take up that role, but like surprising, BCCI had something else in mind. Do you think it is a good pick having Surya over Hardik Pandya?
Well, both are exceptional players. They bring different things to the party. Surya Kumar Yadav, probably one of the better T20 batters going around, and the way he plays it, he obviously has to see and read the game like no one else. Hardik has also shown that, but I reckon with how the IPL went and where Hardik couldn't really gain the respect of everyone around him, might have prompted BCCI to look in a different direction. It's about getting everyone to gel and everyone keeping everyone calm and happy so that you can pull in the one direction. I'm not saying that wouldn't have happened under Hardik, but I guess at this particular moment, it was a good opportunity and it's a great opportunity for Surya Kumar to showcase what he can do and make it his own.
Russell, like after the recent T20 World Cup, Vanendu Hasaranga gave up on his T20I captaincy. Do you think that was a harsh decision from him? Or like Sri Lanka could have used him as a captain for a longer period?
Well, initially I thought it was a long-term decision, and when he was appointed, or before he was appointed, I thought he should be the man because he is a real competitor. And Sri Lanka needed someone like a street fighter who was performing, and someone who will always be in the opposition phases. But as captain, I think it didn't go as well as planned, not only on the field, but also in how the mood was with him and everyone else. I think it just wore him down a bit very quickly, and hence, for him to give up the captaincy and try to focus back on his game was a very brave and positive decision, I would think. I think it's a great decision made by him, considering how the last 2-3 months have been for him and also for the team.
Oh, we're talking about the T20 World Cup. Sri Lanka failed to reach that Super 8 stage as well. What do you think was the main reason behind Sri Lanka's failure in this mega tournament? Like, what was the biggest factor that they couldn't perform?
I was really disappointed with us not being making the Super 8. But if you look at it really carefully, it just comes down to a couple of moments. The South African game was a very tough one. You got caught on a pitch where everyone struggled right throughout the tournament. That was the first time that pitch was used, and Sri Lanka were rolled over for 77. But then it was the Bangladesh game that really hurt us, from 100 for three to be 100 for three in the 14th over to 124, 123 runs in the 20th over and losing 6-7 wickets. There's no excuse. That was something that the players have to take responsibility. Reading games, reading the pitch, making sure you got yourself 135 from 140 runs. You didn't have to do wonders. Even on a difficult pitch, that should have been done. And hence, I reckon that little passage of play, that moment is what cost Sri Lanka going through to the Super 8. But on a bigger picture, leading up to it and going around it, Sri Lanka haven't done really well. And hence, you have to identify that there are changes and there are real areas of concern that Sri Lanka did have.
Russell, when we talk about Sri Lanka cricket, throughout the history, they have a terrific spin and pace bowling depth. Like even now, even like after the T20 World Cup, you can say they have a really in-depth bowling lineup. Is Sri Lanka has been able to manage that over the past couple of years?
They have options, yes, very exciting options. But for me, those bowlers are not getting a fair chance. Why I'm saying that is, even a bowler, you speak to the best of Murali or Magra, they'll say they'll do their basics well. They'll be patient, they'll build pressure. But with Sri Lanka's batting not being as consistent as they should be, the bowlers are always forced to pull rabbits out of the hat every time. They're never able to just build pressure by dot balls. They're always looking for wickets, and hence the mistakes tend to come. So therefore, if Sri Lanka's batters can always or consistently put up a decent total, you will see this bowling attack doing wonders for you. They'll be very, very different if they're able to relax and go through their basics and routines.
Russell, one of the big questions that I always wonder is, why Sri Lanka unable to generate players like Russell Arnold anymore, who can win you matches with their batting, with their bowling, in fact, with their fielding in the clutch situations? Like, what is the biggest reason behind?
Well, that's a massive compliment there, though. Thank you so much. But Sri Lanka do have a lot of skilled players, uh, and making good decisions, the right decision at the right time is very, very important. So going into a game with a plan A is good, but as the game evolves, you got to be spot on in making the decision plan B, plan C, rotate through. For example, as I mentioned, that Bangladesh game, 110 for 100 for 3, you scrape your way to 140. So those decisions have to be made rather than trying to blast your way to 180. Those are the finer points. So being street smart and making those decisions, the ability to make decisions under pressure is the difference. But skill wise, the players we have are far ahead. So you just hope that that's an area that Sri Lanka will work on, and the players will start making decisions to win moments in games.
Russell, you're a veteran of the game. You have seen many players become coaches from the playing career. Gautam Gambhir has become the new Indian head coach. How do you think the new Indian lineup will be under Gautam's tenure?
I think they'll be fierce. I think they'll be competitive. And Gautam Gambhir, we've seen him with the franchises. He was a very good player and did compete well when he played. But it's sometimes very difficult to translate that into coaching because you can't do it. It's kind of out of your control. You're managing players and trying to get things done. But he's shown that he can do that. With any franchise that he's been involved with, the results have been good. They've been playing some tremendous cricket and going on to win trophies. So he's a winner. So that will reflect in how these players play. Yes, it will be slightly different to how Rahul Dravid managed it, but in a system, it's good. Change is good, and that'll keep players on their toes and also remind them that they have to keep upskilling and getting better all the time if they want to be a part of it.
Russell, just some quick questions. What do you think will be the outcome of these upcoming series, the T20 and ODI?
2-1 to Sri Lanka.
Okay. And who do you think will be the highest run scorer from both teams?
From both teams, I think Kusal Mendis is going to do it for Sri Lanka, and he will top the list. Oh, you want an Indian name as well?
Yes, as well. India as well.
I'll go with Surya.
Okay. And who do you think will be the standout bowler for both teams?
For Sri Lanka, I think it will be Binra Fernando. And in India, they got a good lineup. I think Hardik will do well.
Okay. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you so much for your time.
Cheers.
And it was lovely talking to you.